Horse and Hound Supply here, and a lot of people wonder about the fencing I use in my stallion paddocks. So I'm in the middle of fencing another paddock off, so I thought I'd show you how I do it. First of all, you got to put your T-posts in, and you can use just T-posts that'll stick up 4 foot, even though it's going to be a 5-foot fence, because we're going to slip this PVC over the top of it. So 4-foot T-post, so that'd be like a 6-foot T-post. You go on the ground 2 foot and have 4 foot sticking out, or 4-6, whatever you want. Either one would be fine. And then you go get your PVC. It comes in 10-foot lengths, and you're going to cut the lengths in half. And what I use for that is just my reciprocating saw with I guess it's a 5 or 6 inch metal cutting blade on the end. So just a recip saw, or you can use anything that cuts PVC. Just need to cut them in half. It doesn't take a minute. So now you got 5-foot posts. So if you've got 24 T-posts in the ground, you're going to need 12 10-foot pieces of PVC for this project. Then I go and I get these end caps in white. I get them at Southern States, and they're made for tape or rope electric. Now, unfortunately, they don't fit in the top of your PVC pipe unless you take a grinder and just hit the very edge with the grinder. If you hit the very edge, it'll slip right in. You can hammer it right in. That makes my top for my fence, and that's where I put my top tape or wire, whatever you want to use. So I go ahead and put those on there, and I line up an easy little trick for you here is to line up your top, where your tape goes, with the writing on your post. Okay, PVC has writing on the side of it here. Tells you what it is. Line that up with that. That way you'll have a good straight marker to put the rest of your insulators on. Okay, so I got my posts all cut. I got my toppers all ground, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring them over to my work area here, sort of, and I like to kind of wedge it somewhere here where I can keep a hold of it. And I'll put one screw in like this in the back here. The screws that I use to do this with are these screws here. They're sheet metal screws with a Phillips head, 10 by 1/2 inch. Don't get them too long, because then they'll be miserable. All you need is 1/2 inch. Okay, you get them at any hardware store. So I'd put one screw in the back to hold that cap on. I might not need it, but around here with the wind blowing and stallions and stuff. Alright, and then you got to mark your thing. I put 4 strands of a combination of tape and wire. So I start at the bottom, and I'm going to go every 16 inches on the way up. But because my T-post, or my things here, are about 3 inches long, okay, I need to go an inch and a half under. So in other words, my first one, I'm going to put a mark here at 14.5 inches. My second one's going to be at 30.5. My third one's going to be at 46.5. And then of course you've got your top already set there. Now your top 2 wires are going to be a little closer together, but that's what I like. So I wanted at least 16 inches off the ground so I can weed eat, unfortunately. You got to get the kind of insulators that are nail-in insulators, okay? And I, of course, like the white because it looks good. I get them at Southern States too. This is for tape, and then this is for my rope. I use a combination of both, but you can adjust that if you want to just use tape, whatever you want to do, okay? And then you just take and, like this top one is tape for me, and then I go with a rope. So I put a rope insulator on, I line it up, the bottom of the insulator up with my mark, okay? And then same goes with the next one's going to be tape, so I'm going to line that up with my mark, okay? So what you're going to end up with, if you can see this pile that I've already finished, okay? It's got all my insulators on there. It's a little dark in here, let me see if I can pull one out here. Okay, it's got all my insulators on there already. Then all I got to do is go slip this right over the top of my T-post and run my wire, and I'm done. You don't have to do anything but slip it over the top, and I'll show you that here on my fence that's finished.